Have you ever felt bad, shared what was going on, and someone told you, well, it's not that big a deal? Have you ever been told you're overreacting or you shouldn't feel that way or that it's just silly? Today, I want to tell you something very clearly right from the start of this video. No one, absolutely no one, has the right to tell you how you ought to feel. We don't choose our emotions. Emotions just show up. We can't choose them, we simply feel them. And often we talk about what's happening to vent, to find relief for what we're going through and feeling. Not for someone to explain if it's right or wrong to feel it, not to be corrected or judged. Many times, we ourselves, with the best of intentions, tell someone else, well, it's not that big a deal. But the truth is, we aren't judges of other people's emotions, and we need to learn that. I'm going to tell you about a personal situation that made me experience this very clearly. A while ago, I was working on a personal project. It was something very new to me. I was testing it out, not sure which direction I wanted to take. It was all trial and error, and I was doing it on Facebook without showing it yet. I had a very small Facebook account with very few people, so it wasn't like a lot of people were going to see it. And someone from my husband's family discovered it and started watching it and kept on watching it. And I started feeling super uncomfortable. I felt totally invaded. I didn't feel respected. And no, it wasn't anything major, but it made me feel terrible. I hadn't invited that person to look at that. It was my thing, a process, something I was trying out, and I needed that private space. One day, at a gathering with friends and my husband, I mentioned it, feeling indignant. I said I felt bad about it, that it made me really angry and uncomfortable, that it was a horrible situation for me because it wasn't appropriate to ask that person to stop looking at my stuff. I mean, it just wasn't the right time for that. And the whole situation just made me so angry. And one of my friends says to me, well, you can't feel that way. You have to understand they're not doing it to be mean. Oh boy. That made me even angrier, and it just came out of me. I looked at her even more indignantly and said, who are you to tell me how I can or cannot feel? And then something important happened. I felt bad. I was sharing something that made me angry, an invasion of my privacy. And another person, instead of listening with empathy and trying to understand my feelings and support me in what I was going through, decided to minimize what I was feeling. It was really unpleasant and it made me angry. I told them, it might not be serious to you, but you have to respect what I'm feeling. You can't tell me how I should feel or invalidate what I'm feeling right now, because I don't tell you how you're supposed to feel. And I felt bad because I wasn't asking if it was right or wrong to feel this way. I was just expressing what was happening to me. And you don't choose your emotions. Emotions are just felt. And many times we share something just to vent, to let out what we're feeling inside. Not to be judged, not to be told what to do or feel, and not to be corrected. And unfortunately, this is something we do all the time, even with good intentions. When someone is sad, when someone is angry, we say, well, it's not that bad. And often we do it because we don't know how to deal with anger or crying, because it makes us uncomfortable, because we want the other person to be okay. But we are not judges of other people's emotions. And that person who is hurting and who is crying or who is angry, when they hear us tell them that what they are feeling is not right because it is not a big deal, they end up feeling much worse. And on the other hand, when they dare to express their emotions to us, they expect us to validate them with empathy, to be there for them without judging what they're feeling. If a person cries because they broke a nail and it seems like a silly thing to you, you have no right to tell them they're exaggerating, because for that person it's important and it causes them distress. And it doesn't matter if it's trivial to others, because what matters is what she's going through in that moment with what's happening to her. And she feels bad, and the last thing she wants to hear is to be minimized, to be treated like she's foolish for feeling that way. Reality isn't the same for everyone. Each person sees the world through their own history, their upbringing, their beliefs, and their experiences. That's why what's nothing to you might be a whole lot to someone else. Many of us grew up hearing, "Oh, don't cry, don't make such a fuss, it's not that big of a deal." But invalidating our emotions leaves a mark, and when our emotions are being invalidated over and over and over again, there comes a moment when we just don't express them anymore to avoid being judged. We swallow them, we repress them, and then obviously we explode somewhere else because that doesn't come without a cost. Emotions don't just disappear because you choose to ignore them. And feeling isn't wrong. Are there emotions that are good and bad? No, there are no correct or incorrect emotions. What happens to us just tells a story and we have to listen to it. Supporting isn't judging. Supporting is being there, listening with empathy, and accepting what the other person is going through. No matter what we might think, the key is to validate them, not our own opinions, because we aren't the ones in the spotlight. No one has the right to tell you if what you're feeling is too little or too much. You have the right to feel and to be respected. And when someone tells you that's just silly, you can reply, "It might be silly to you, but it isn't to me, and I hope that you can understand and respect that." Tell me in the comments if this has ever happened to you and how you feel when you're invalidated. I'll read you.